Hey everyone, Red Rebel Jeff Jones here. In this video, I'm going to talk about the recent crash of Air India Flight 171 that took off from Ahmedabad Airport in Western India. Now, before I get into it, please like and share this video to give it a boost. So, what do we know so far? Air India Flight 171 was a flight taking off from Ahmedabad Airport. I do hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, to London Gatwick Airport. It was carrying 242 people. A minute after takeoff, the aircraft fell from the sky and crashed, killing 241 people on board. Only one, as far as the reporting I've been reading at indicating, only one person survived the crash. Now, this is obviously a horrific tragedy, and my heart goes out to the families of the victims. I've actually taken quite a bit of time watching the footage because the footage is actually rather interesting. It shows the plane slowly descending until impact. And also, what's really interesting is the sound. Because I've been listening quite a bit to the sound of the engines as well to see if there's any information from now. It really does look as if the plane didn't have the power needed to climb or to maintain itself in flight. And thinking of back of accidents I'm aware of where something similar happened. There's one thing that's quite different about this accident that's really sticks out. Most of the accidents I'm aware of involve snow and ice. However, the weather in this case was perfectly clear, and there wasn't any snow or ice in India, and it was quite warm at the time. Many are speculating that there was some kind of engine failure, which I think would kind of make sense because there was reports of the plane shifting to the right as it was taking off and as it was flying. And there's also reports that the crew did call a mayday before the plane hit the ground. Now, the biggest issue I have with that theory that the right engine failed, which would cause it to yaw to the right. Planes can take off and climb safely with one engine. I think what happened in this case, I think the sound of the engines especially kind of sounds off in that video, which is what's leading a lot of people to believe that there was an engine failure, is that neither of the engines to me seem to be sounding as if they're producing enough thrust. Now, this does remind me of an incident that took place quite a few years ago now. It was Air Florida Flight 90 that took off from Washington Airport. It was a combination of the pilots not powering up properly, doing to getting faulty readings on the engine instruments, combined with ice on the wings. The thing is, though, it has a very similar flight to that crash where the plane climbed and then slowly started to drop. So I think not enough engine power is could have been a factor in this case as well. And when you listen to the sound of the engines on the video, it's clear that neither of them are screaming as they would if you have either one of them throttled up. Now, a lot of people have been mentioning the 787, the Dreamliner, which was involved in the accident, had a history. The aircraft type had a history of having issues with engines, which has led to quite a few aborted takeoffs. I've seen several videos of them due to engine issues. Although I don't think this was the case, given the fact that it's a different kind of engine. The engines involved in those aborted takeoffs were Rolls-Royce engines. This Air India plane was equipped with General Electric engines. So I don't think there's the same problem now. However, there's a lot more to find out, and I'm just speculating at this point. Um, like at the moment, my what I believe happened was the plane, as it passed its decision speed V1, its right engine failed, which caused it to move to the right. And then as it was climbing, the left engine, I wouldn't say failed, but they went back to idle. Because they're clearly, if you listen to them, they're clearly still running. However, they're clearly not producing enough power to keep the plane up. So I think what happened, the right engine went to flight idle, and then the left engine did. So it just didn't have any power, and it just went down. So that's what that's my analysis of that video. I am open to being proved wrong by more information that comes out. That's just what I see in the video and with the information we have so far. As I've said, my heart goes out to the families of the victims. It's a horrific tragedy. And I hope that the cause of this accident is found so a similar accident never happens again.